So let's start. So, good afternoon to all. Welcome to the workshop called Understanding the Psychology of Happiness. So, we will be discussing how to revive our brain for positivity. So, my name is Bhuwana. I pursued my master's in counseling psychology. I work as a full time junior psychologist at MindTribe. I am the host for today's workshop and I will also be with my co host Vanshita. So, handing over to you, Vanshita.
Hello. Yeah, we can go through the disclaimers.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the disclaimers for today's workshop. Recording, transcribing, or capturing any part of this workshop is strictly prohibited. This includes this includes the use of transcription tools, screen recording, screenshots, or any other form of documentation. The content shared in the session is the intellectual property of MindTribe. Unauthorized recording, reproduction, or distribution is not allowed. Please note that violation of this policy may result in removal from the session to protect the confidentiality of the group. Next slide, please. So, these are the ground rules for today's session. This is a non judgmental zone. Be respectful of others' journeys. What is said in this workshop will stay in this workshop. Listen to others, give others the space to share, and maintain confidentiality. So I'll hand it back to Bona. So all the best.
Thank you, Anshita. So now the rules are done and the disclaimers are done. Let's move on to what all we will be discussing in the workshop. So the topics covered: introduction about happiness and emotional well-being, positive psychology, why happiness matters. So we'll be discussing about the happiness and important overall the quality of life and the science of brain and happiness. We'll be seeing how our brain functions and some of the chemical which influence our mood. Next, behavioral habits that revive the brain. So we'll see like how our daily habits that can slowly reshape our thoughts and emotional patterns. And there is some barriers of positivity. So how where the some common blocks that affect our mood and shift of positivity, where some of the shifts that can change which helps us to think and feel more positivity, and some of the social connections and happiness, how are they important for us, and some takeaway activities you can where you can practice to build positivity. So these are the topics which will be covered in this workshop. Next we are moving on to a small question. So let us begin with the very first question. So what instantly brings you happiness? So you can type in your chat box by in one word. Yeah, sleep, music, my child's smiles, friends, meetups. Yeah, reading books, music. Okay, movies. Yeah, that's nice. Child finished the whole plate. Yeah, that sounds good. Getting fulfilled, exploring content, videos, etc. Music. Okay, dancing. Yes, painting. Yes, sleeping, food. Yeah, I don't know actually. Okay, long ride. Okay, ocean view. Yeah, Sunbathing, yes. When you finish something unknown earlier, yes. Evening at the beach, sorry, when you finish something unknown easily, okay. Beach, biryani, yes. So yeah, so thank you for the response. Sweets, nature, yes. Dancing, yeah. Traveling, night walks and sunsets, yes. Writing, yes. Eating, yes. With that one you love a lot and he loves you a lot, yes. Talking to my soulmate, okay. So yeah, thank you for your responses. Next, we are moving on to an introduction of happiness. So happiness is a positive state of mind that includes like both the short-term joy and the long-term life satisfactions. Like it means feeling good enough in the moment where we experiencing more positive emotions than the negative one, also being content with the life overall. So true happiness where which comes when our thoughts, emotions and actions are aligned with our values and needs. So I'll give one example where when someone values kindness and helps others, that aligns between belief and action, which also creates a feeling of genuine happiness. So, similarly, when we live authentically, like staying true to ourselves rather than like trying to please others, we experience a more lasting and peaceful form of happiness. So, in short, where I can say happiness is a state of inner contentment, not dependent only on external circumstances, but deeply connected to how we think, act, and live. So next we are moving on to in positive psychology, where in positive psychology, where Dr. Martin developed the PERMA model in 2011. So in this PERMA model, we mainly focus from shifting problems to also building what makes life fulfilling. So, where in this PERMA model, P stands for positive emotions like joy, gratitude, hope, and love. And E stands for engagement, where being absorbed in activities and in a like flow state. And R stands for relationships, having in healthy relationships, supportive social connections. And M stands for meaning, so having a purpose in life and also belonging to something larger than oneself. And A stands for accomplishment, having an achievements and success in our life. So this is a PERMA model where it mainly focus on fixing problem to also building what makes life fulfilling. So next we are moving on to a short activity where happiness is important because where you can finish this statement using a chat box. Take your time, think about it, and you can fill the sentence. Helps to move forward. Yes. So I'll give you an example here. So happiness is important because where it reduces stress and also helps me to stay balanced, to live life longer. Yes. Good mental health. Yes. Positive energy, yeah. Mental health, yeah. Positive attitude towards life, yes. To make life, daily life activities meaningful, yes. Because not to commit suicide, positive, motivated, to stay calm and relaxed, yes. Balance our nervous system, yes. Self satisfaction, yes. That is not coming in my mind. Okay, that's fine. You can take your time, you can think. Self satisfaction, yeah. We need to feel good, yes. To work and live better, yes. Satisfaction that life is well lived, yes. Peaceful sleep, yeah, which is much more important for our overall well being, yes. Good quality of life. If we are happy, we can make others happy, true, yes. We need to make the journey possible. I believe happiness is a journey, yes. So, yes, positive. What is that? Positive reaffirmance to live life well, yes. So, yeah, thank you so much for the replies. So, next we are moving on to why does happiness matters? So, can someone unmute their mic? Yeah. Okay. So why does happiness matters? So the first point is supports mental health, where it helps us to reduce stress, anxiety, and this negative pattern. So when we experience this positive emotions, it might be joy, gratitude, or peace, where this emotion stability will enhance resilience, promotes our inner peace, and also which promotes overall mental health well-being. So making it easier to handle life. It might be ups or downs with a positive outcome. Next, boost focus and productivity, where it helps us to work more efficiently and creatively. For example, so people who experience high level of happiness, they tend to be more productive the whole day. And also they make better decisions and maintain consistent performance as they approach their work with much more confident, and they'll be the clear whatever they work. So next is strengthen relationships. So it is building a trust and empathy and a strong social connections. Next is encourage creativity, where it helps us to opening the mind to a new ideas and solutions, not only like enhancing creative thinking, but also improves problem solving and also in a both professional and a personal life. Next is building strengthen bonds, where when we feel happy, we naturally becomes like more positive to others. We use kind words and also understand the other feelings and thoughts. So which also encourage positive interactions and create a sense of belonging, and we share a purpose. Next, improves strong coping, where it helps us to approach challenges with a calm, positive mindset. This positive states also allows us to think more clearly, manage difficulties without being overwhelmed. So instead of like reacting impulsively, we are more like stay composed. We look for the solution and also we maintain hope in every tough situation. So these are some happiness where which happiness matters in our life. So can you just give me a thumbs up if you are clear with this style? Thank you for that. So next we are moving on to science of brain and happiness. So the first is neurotransmitter, where neurotransmitter is a happy chemical. So in our brain, which communicates through a tiny chemical messenger called neurotransmitter. And this several of them are strongly linked to happiness. So the first is dopamine, where dopamine is also called as feeling good chemical, where this plays a major role in how we experience pleasure, motivation, and rewards. So it's produced where a certain area, so our brain, which helps to transmit signals between our nerve cell. So when we do something like enjoyable, like when we eat our favorite food, or when we achieve our goal, or listen to music, or when we spend time with our loved one, so our brain releases dopamine, and this releases gives us a sense of pleasure, satisfaction, and also which encourage us to repeat the behavior. Next is serotonin. So this is called as mood stabilizer, which helps to regulate mood, emotions, and overall sense of well-being. So it plays a major role in keeping us calm, balanced, and emotionally steady. So when we have this high level of serotonin, where we tend to feel connected, optimistic, and also emotionally resilient. So when we have this low level, we often feel like sadness. We'll be like irritated to others, or we'll feel like so anxious, or we'll be like depressed. So when we have this balance level, we have this, which also helps to be in reducing negative emotions and also which promotes our inner peace. For example, if we do some activities like running, walking, doing some yoga, or jogging, where this releases and also which improves overall the mood. Next is oxytocin, where it is also called as bonding chemical and love hormone, where this plays a major role in building trust, empathy, and emotional connection between the two people. So it is released during positive social interactions, like such as like hugging, holding hands, or showing kindness to each other, and spending time to loved one, where this helps to strengthen relationships by promoting feeling of closeness and safe. So for example, when you hug your friend, or you have this do eye contact, or be in a show them a kind words, which releases oxytocin. Next, we are moving on to neuroplasticity, where so our brain is not like fixed, it is like constant changing and forming a new pathway. So, for example, when we practice gratitude like every single day, so our brain slowly develops a new thought patterns, which makes us focused and on a good things instead of like this negative thoughts. Next, we are moving on to negative bias. So, it is a tendency of human brain to focus more on negative experience. It might be any thoughts or emotions or the positive one. So this means that bad news or unpleasant event often has a strong empathy impact and stay in our memory lasting than the positive experience of the same intent. So for example, so at your workplace where you receive appreciation for completing a project, but one you'll get one small suggestion on your project, it might be improving your work or anything, so that will be replaying in your mind. This is a negative bias. So next we are, so there is an activity where which small daily practice could help you shift your perspectives, where you can use your chat box. Could you please show the previous slide for the moment? That yes, sure, I'll show you. Yeah.
Ma'am, the neuroplasticity one, that slide.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Just a second.
Yeah. I am practicing gratitude. Yeah, that's great. Good. Affirmative words. Okay. I am handling this negative bias situation on react situation disturbs me a lot. I am out that situation, but still that bad memory pops up. Okay. Negative thoughts, reframing in positive and affirmations, achieving my goals, journaling, good, doing a tiny task daily, good, gratitude, prayers, affirmations, yes, reading a self helps novel, yeah, good, small action every day, okay, small actions every day, 1% better than the day before, okay, journaling, okay, having high level of gratitude towards my cousin, brother, and sister, okay, painting affirmations, oh, that great. Try to not think about the negative memory instead of thinking of good memory. Okay. So, yeah. Listening to update music instead of sad music. I agree with this. Small activity every day, 1% of better than the day before. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for the response. We'll move forward. So now we'll discuss shifts of positivity. So, yeah, the first is reframing negative thought pattern. So, reframing. What do you mean by reframing? Reframing means changing the way you interrupt or look at the situation to see it from a more balanced and positive perspectives. So instead on like focusing on what went wrong, we try to identify what can be learned or improved. So for one example where there is a statement called I failed into I learn for next time. So in this where there is a shift to focus from defeat to growth. So I failed is defeat, where I learn for next time is a growth. So where reframing the negative thoughts. Next is practicing gratitude, where as you mentioned, so, practicing gratitude means intentionally noticing and also appreciating the good things in life. No matter how small they might seem, they could be something like it might be simple, like kind words, from your friends, or a warm meal, or a peaceful moment during the day. It might be anything. So focusing on what we have, like rather than what we lack, helps shift our mindset from negative to a positive way. So it mainly increases feeling of happiness. So many of you mentioned gratitude. That's great. Next is self compassion and acceptance. So, being kind to ourselves, accepting the mistake, and also moving forward. So, is this clear? Can I move forward? Okay. Thank you for that. So, now we'll be seeing some behavioral habits that revive the brain. So, first is mindfulness and meditation. So before we begin, so how many of you find your mind constantly like jumping between your past worries and future plans? You can just say me yes or no. Always okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. 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 So someone raised your hand. So yeah, you can go. Go ahead. Okay. Sometimes whenever I sit freely, okay, often I have nervous, okay, no energy, okay. So I think, well, that's something we all experience, and where the mindfulness and meditation really helps, where mindfulness like simply means being fully present in the moment, like paying attention to what happens right now without judging it as a good or bad. It's about noticing our thoughts and feelings. So mindfulness and meditation are not about like stopping your thoughts, they are about learning to observe them calmly. The more you practice, the more peaceful you'll be, like peaceful, focused, and emotional balanced you become. Next, we are moving on. So let's talk about a simple but powerful habit that can boost happiness is journaling about gratitude. So when we write down what we appreciate, we shift our focus from what missing is in our life to what really good. Did someone raise the hand? Okay. So when we write down like what we appreciate, we shift our focus from what is like missing in our life to what really is like good. So this helps to reduce stress, increase positivity, and trains the brain to notice more joyful moment like every day. So take a few moments like each day to write down the things you are thankful for it. It might be a big or small. Next is physical exercises. So physical exercise is not just about like keeping your body fit. It's equally powerful for our mental and emotional well-being. So when we move our body through actions like walking, stretching, dancing, or any other form of workout, so our brain releases chemical, and that chemical helps to lift up our mood, which reduces stress and also which improves our focus. So physical activities is much more important in our daily life. Next, we are moving on to sleep and balanced diet. So both sleep and balanced diet plays a major role in maintaining our overall happiness and also mental well-being. So when we sleep well, our brain gets the time to it need to rest, and also which helps to reset and also which also helps majorly to process emotions. So, good quality of sleep improves our mood, focus, and also helps to which helps us to be in an emotionally stable, while lack of sleep can also leads to irritation, anxiety, and also the whole day will be like unmotivated. Slow sleep and balanced diet is also much more important in our daily life. Next, so there is a small activity where how often do you reach out to others when you feel stressed or low? The A is always, B sometimes, C rarely, D never. Where you can choose always, never, sometimes, always, okay. You skipped the third slide, sorry. Okay, always, rarely, sometimes, okay. Always try to connect, rarely, sometimes, no one, you did not skip, okay. Others means none, leaving being alone, okay. Oh, sorry, I was mistaken. That's okay. Sometimes. Vadi says sometimes, okay. Sri Lakshmi says, okay. No, ma'am, you did not skip, okay. Payal says, see, rarely, okay. Raveen says, rarely when it was not in control, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for your responses. Next, we are moving on to social connections and happiness. So, social connections are essentially for happiness as they provide success, belonging, and emotionally comfort. So, important of an healthy relationships being supportive, belonging, and the emotionally comfort. Act of kindness and altruisms. It helps others to release. Sorry. Yeah, you can. Someone raised their hand. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Maybe it was by mistake.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. Okay. Yeah. So, act of kindness and altruisms, where it helps others to release good, feeling good hormone, strengthening our bonds, and boosting moods. So, building a supportive environment. So, when people uplift and care for one another, and which creates a trust and having this empathy between them and long lasting happiness. So, these are some social connections and happiness. Next. So there's a small ad break where you can have your water. Yeah, someone raised their hand. So, ma'am, what is altruism? So, altruism means like helping others without any expectation, anything in return. Yeah. I am depressed. I can't count with the sessions. Yeah, altruism is a selfless act of doing good to others. Yes. But there is a psychological satisfaction in altruism. That's also okay. So yeah. So what is one-on counseling? So it is an personalized confidential sessions between the client and a trained therapist. So gain insight into the thoughts, behavior, and emotion, addressing their specific issues such as like anxiety, stress, relationship problems, and work towards personal and professional goals with the support of a counselor. Next is misconception and the reality. So the misconception is counseling is only for the who are sick, and the reality is counseling is for anyone who wants to be their best version. So why choose MindTribe counselors? We are like highly talented counselors, minimal investment, affordable charge, affordable packages. So do you have any questions regarding this where I can answer them now? Yes, pure, okay. So if there is no any question, I will move forward. So yeah, so there is a question for you guys. So think of one barrier that often blocks your positivity. It might be anything. Family, overthinking, yes, ego, yeah. I try to manage stress, and when I feel low by myself, when it is not working, is not helping, I reach out to others. Okay, that's great. Barriers, family, okay, overthinking, negative people, okay, negative thoughts pattern, and a family, overthinking, okay, negative people, okay, negative vibes, okay. My inability to handle stress and negative actions and actions of others, okay. It might be overthinking or fear of failure or some negative self-talk. Okay, that's okay. Thank you so much for the reply. So next we are moving on to barriers to positivity. The first barrier is stress. So we all face stress. So it makes us overwhelmed through our mind and body, which make it hard to focus on positive thoughts and experience. The second is burnout. So burnout happens when long-term stress and overworkload, which leads to exhaustion and also loss of motivation and emotionally detached. Next is negative environment. So such as unsupportive relationships or like toxic workplace, which drains our energy and increases negative environment. The fourth is toxic thinking pattern. So we overthink. Sometimes we have this self criticisms or like constant comparison, low self esteem, and keep us stuck in this negative emotions. So these are some barriers of positivity which we face in our life. So there are some takeaway activities. So the first activity is daily three good things practice. So where at a day ends, take 3 or 5 minutes, write three good things that happened in the day and note one reason for each. And this is like option. If you want to rate, you can rate them in a rate of 1 to 5. And also you can repeat daily for 3 to 2 to 3 weeks. When you do this activity where which helps to shift focus to positive and which also reduce negativity, which improves mood and overall the emotional well-being, which also reduced overthink and helps to end the day in a calmer state, and which also boost motivation by highlighting daily small wins. So if you have any doubt, you can. Burnout and depression are two big barriers. Yes. Yes, burnout and depression are two big barriers.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Uh, where it's written note one reason for each. Is it reason as to why it is good, or what does that mean?
Like good thing. You can reason for a good thing.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. So next activity is visualization and affirmation, where you can sit quietly, you can breathe slowly, and you can visualize yourself succeeding in a small goal, and you can repeat 1, 2, 3 positive statements and end with a grounding breathing and one action steps, where it also reduces anxiety and by calming the mind through slow breathing exercises and in a positive, where you'll be in a positive state, and also which strengthens positivity, self-belief, thoughts, where you can repeat affirmations, and so whatever you want to do, which creates, you can create, and you will be a clarity about the things or actions you have. Work in group is difficult, but for me, what can I do for this individual? I can work better. Yeah, someone raised their hand. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, what can be the action step?
Sorry, I don't get your question. Can you just repeat?
You said end with a grounding breath and one action step.
Yeah.
So, what can we do?
It can be anything where you can repeat, where you can do any actions like where you can repeat that three words where I can do my project or anything good. So I can submit earlier, where anything where you can repeat them.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
You know? So what is grounding breathing? Where you can just sit quietly, where you can slowly inhale, you can hold for 5 minutes, and you can exhale. Where you can take a deep breath in, and where you can concentrate on your breathing. So next activity is digital detox for mental clarity, where pick a small time window, silent or put away your device, and also where you can do a low interruption activity where reflect briefly after, slowly increase the window. So when you do this activity where it also reduces your mental overload of your constant notification, and which also makes you calmer the mind and low stress level, and also which helps to where you'll be like constantly comparing yourself with others, where it helps to be in a relaxed mood, and also where you can practice this habit which really helps. Social social I think it act steps means taking a okay. So the next activity is flow activity, where engaging in hobbies like art, music, or sports, balancing challenges and skill boosting focused, reduces stress and brings joy through a sense of achievement. So it might be any hobbies like painting, music, or cooking, or playing football, volleyball, or doing mandala art, or anything. If you be engaged in some hobbies, so these are the four activities where you can practice. So summary of the key takeaways, where happiness is a life satisfaction and joy that can be cultivated. Positive actions and habits train our brain for positivity. Gratitude, mindfulness, self compassion, and healthy routines boost well being. And a strong social connection and kindness act enhance lasting happiness. So, this is the key takeaway from this workshop. So there is a MindTribe counseling offers affordable counseling, free group therapy, rich mental health resources, and also you can contact them through the email and the WhatsApp. So yeah, we are and at a workshop. So now there is an activity where you can just close your eyes. If you're okay with closing your eyes, you can do. Okay. So, where slowly close your eyes, take a small breath in, take a slow breath in, slowly breathe out, slowly breathe in. You can slowly breathe out. So now just think of one thing that you are really grateful for today. So when you are done, slowly open your eyes. So yeah, thank you for your participating. So you can feel free to drop off.